Y'all, I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't been this excited to do a segment in a hot minute. You guys are going to love every single second of this. I cannot believe it's actually happening. Honest to God, the thumbnail is not a lie. You're not going to believe what is dropping right now. I can't believe they did it. They set them up on beautiful pedestals, and we are just going to all day long, baby, because we are saving this country together. And if you are down for not only that sacred mission of saving the country, but also here to have a damn good time while we do it, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Guys, I mean, I'm not overselling this. What I'm about to show you in the opening appetizer segment of this show is going to blow your mind. Of course, we got a few routine ground rule things we got to get through while everyone filters in, of course. Let me know audio and video is good in the comments. Make sure we are good and chats are working. Make sure we are defending the sanctity and the honor of the chat for those roving, loyal lefties who wander in and wander out at will. But they seek chaos, and you alone can defend the sanctity of the chat. So make sure you guys are taking up that deputization very, very seriously. Hit that comments section, the chat. The emojis, because they make the world go round. The more you guys engage, the more the notification bell has to get up off his ass from his mom's basement and actually do something. So it's in your hands. And I'm going to be honest with you, the video is not going to like itself. And I promise you, this is going to be worthy of a like. All right, let's get right into this, guys. You know that this is how this works. All right. Comments, chats, emojis make the world go round. And guys, I'm telling you, when I hit this and we start rocking, it is going to be glorious. I don't even know the proper term. I don't believe. I'm going to pin the message real quick and make sure we're good to go. Excellent. All right. Guys, it's a thing of beauty. Enough teasing. I'm going to get right into this. So you guys know, if you are a veteran of this channel and you're here all the time and you're part of the big, beautiful bastions of freedom of which we are always defending this country together. You know, we always start off with an appetizer, and this is going to be a little bit of a blend, okay? So as we get into this, the early viewer does get the worm. You guys get to find the entertainment ahead of all the pieces while we flow into the momentum as we're building it together. And y'all, I'm at a loss for words for how much of a content machine this guy is. Mamdani, the socialist wonder from New York. Socialism with a smile. The guy who's going to give you free everything, but also raise your property taxes and your rent, even though he's going to freeze the rent, and there's no buses that are free in sight, and they're slower. I'm going to set this up piece by piece. Just tell me in the comments of when this starts to go off the rails, because this is going to be a blast. All right, you know what? Let's get it. You guys came for the good stuff. Here we go.
We're utilizing 33 DSNY vans and 2 DSNY buses to transport shovelers where they're needed faster. And for those who want to do more to help your neighbors and earn some extra cash, you too can become an emergency snow shoveler. Just show up at your local sanitation garage between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. tomorrow with your paperwork, which is accessible online at nyc.gov/snow, and you can get started right away.
You can get started right away. Who wants to be a volunteer snow shoveler? See, here's the beautiful part. You know, when you're Mom Donnie and you're socialist wonder kid, you know, you're the new white bread for the socialist, right? And you go down this road of like, the warmth of collectivism is going to melt away the icy, frigid nature of rugged individualism. And then you're like, paging rugged individuals, could you please come out in the snow and snow shovel for everybody else? Because we can't afford it. We're still going to pay for you and everything. But if you could go to nyc.gov/snow, you'll find all the paperwork. And the paperwork is where this gets even better. Because not only could you be your #1 rated socialist in New York, you also have the opportunity to shovel snow. Oh my goodness gracious, the warmth of collectivism striking again. Okay. Now, by itself, this would be a parody. By itself. However, it's not by itself. All right, let's keep on going. Sorry, I'm having an issue like allergies or something. All right, let's just get into this. Because you can't make this stuff up. Mamdani blasted for requiring 5 forms of ID to shovel while Democratic Socialist of America opposes voter ID. So to be a snow shoveler in New York, anybody seeing anything wrong here? So to be a snow shoveler in New York, you have to provide 5 forms of ID to shovel snow. But voting, no. That's Jim Crow 2.0. What's this, morons? Jim Snow 2.0? I mean, like, what's the world coming to when you can't even go shovel snow for your city without showing forms of ID or some sort of racism or discrimination? Guys, how are the women who are newly married going to be able to go shovel snow in New York? This is clear and ardent discrimination. I mean, I am personally offended. I mean, the fascism flowing out of New York City these days is just concerning. You can't make this stuff up. Okay, you can see the date right there, February 21, 2026. This is not like new. This dropped like an hour ago. Okay, here we go. Lefty Mayor Zohran Mamdani opposes requiring IDs to vote, but mandates no less than 5 forms of identification in order to shovel snow. I mean, my God. The New York City Sanitation Department website says that in order to register as an emergency snow shoveler, God, it's like the band nerds are in charge, I swear to God. An applicant must provide 2 small photo size, 1 by 1.5 square inches, 2 original forms of IDs plus copies, and their social security card. Oh my God. This is the most egregious affront to the rights of snow shovelers I've ever seen in my lifetime. How do they sleep at night? That's what I ask you. Pray tell. The frigidness of rugged individualism. Oh my God in heaven. Oh my God, it's worse. Mamdani called on New Yorkers to sign up to become emergency snow shovelers Saturday, telling them to show up to a local sanitation garage with the reams of required paperwork. Papers, please. My goodness gracious. You cannot make this up. For those who I can't. I just can't. All right, hold on a second. Let me get down to this piece. Oh yeah, here we go. The mayor is the member of the New York chapter of the Democratic Socialist of America, which vehemently opposes voter ID law, the SAVE Act, deeming it racist. You know, sometimes on these shows, dramatic pause for effect is applicable. This is like buckets and buckets of silence for effect. I mean, like, this is the actual screenshot from nyc.gov/snow. You want to be one of those amazing volunteer snow shovelers. Be part of the warmth of collectivism. Melt the snow away. Emergency snow shoveler registration. I'm having way too much fun with this. Sign up for temporary work, helping to remove snow and ice from bus stops, crosswalks, fire hydrants, and other public areas after heavy snowfalls. Applicants are required to provide 2 photos, 2 forms of ID, and a social security card. Same question. How are the women who are going to get married, how are they going to shovel snow? Because now you're discriminating on their desire to shovel snow. Y'all, this is really happening. You're not dead. These people, you know what? We're going to come back to this because we got a lot more fun to it too. These people call you a racist for wanting voter ID to guide the future of your nation. But do you want to shovel snow? Yeah, we're going to need like 8 forms of ID, that social security card that's invisible and is not accessible for anything for voting. But to shovel snow, you should have it right in your pocket. IDs in general with photos ID. Oh my God. I mean, this is really important snow, guys. I don't think you fully understand how important this snow is. And if you want to get your hands on the salt, whoa, that's like blood type. You cannot make this stuff up. Please send this out. But anyway, this is what we do. We dispel the lefty stuff. We save the country together, and we just show how stupid it all sounds. Here's Michael Rappaport, just basically having some fun with it. This is a pretty good assessment of this. Watch this.
Where they're needed, faster. And for those who want to do more to help your neighbors and earn some extra cash, you too can become an emergency snow shoveler. Just show up at your local sanitation garage between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. tomorrow with your paperwork, which is accessible online at nyc.gov/snow, and you can get started right away.
If you want to help out and shovel, you do need to bring 2 forms of ID, fill out the paperwork, and your social security card. But to vote in an election, you don't need any of that because that's racist.
This is why I say that we are going to relegate these people and their political ideology and their whole worldview to the dustbin of history. We're going to put them right over there politically, because anybody with a solid modicum of sense goes, what the actual hell is wrong with you? Like, honest to God, how do you look at this and go, makes total sense? All of it. Total sense. Because these things can't stand on their own. All their policies can't stand collectively. They all make up their rules as it goes. Hey, who thought it was a good idea to ask for 5 forms of ID to be an emergency snow shoveler for the warmth of collectivism, and then also not see the obvious connection of, do we still want voter ID? No, that's racist, but shoveling snow isn't? Okay. It's just, they set them up and we just knock them down. All right, I got a few more things for you. Again, we're still in the appetizer phase. Hey, who wanted the violent rhetoric lefties going off on the internet again? Well, this is Susan Rice. Susan Rice says conservatives need to be rounded up and sent to re-education camps or prison. But you and I are the fascist. Oh, God, you hate to see it, man. Don't you just hate it when you're trying to be like the best fascist you can be, and then like the other side that's constantly calling you a fascist, like does fascistic stuff? I mean, it really steps on your toes. I mean, it is uncomfy, but someone's got to do it. These people are broken. All right, here we go. Let's keep on going. Oh, do we have a troll over here? Oh, we do. All right, deputies, you guys got to handle that chat. The honor of the chat is at stake. Every time that they do this, they further the stream and they kick the notification bell even further down the line to get it up and running and sharing. So the way that we amplify what they're doing right now in the chat is you just basically power over it with like American flags and eagles and 100% and all the things that you can do while they continue to copy V or Command V, because all that's going to happen is it's going to go to more people. So more power to it. Let's kick this bad boy into overdrive. I can't wait to show you how many more notifications come from this. Anyway, back to this. Susan Rice being a crazy person.
But when it comes to the elites, the corporate interests, the law firms, the universities, the media, I agree with you, Preet. It is not. It's not going to end well for them. For those that decided that it was, that they would act in their perceived very narrow self-interest, which I would underscore is very short-term self-interest, and take a knee to Trump. I think they're now starting to realize, wait a minute, this is not popular. Trump is not popular. What he is doing, whether on the economy and affordability or on immigration now, is not popular. And that there is likely to be a swing in the other direction. And they are going to be caught with more than their pants down. They're going to be held accountable by those who come in opposition to Trump.
So they're going to get caught with their pants down. Oh, that sounds suspicious, but just going to walk right past that one. Okay, so those that come after Trump. So we're getting into retribution territory now.
And win at the ballot.
From the people who make the most sense in the world. Okay. Super chat from Bert Bellinger with a flying guy. $10. Thank you very much. All right. This is the part where she's about to say rounded up and sent to re-education camps or prison. Just letting you know. And by the way, great job defending the chat, guys. It is flying over there, and you're doing amazing work. Let's keep going.
Box. And I can tell you, Preet, as I talk to leaders in Washington, leaders in our party, leaders in the states, if these corporations think that the Democrats, when they come back in power, are going to, play by the old rules, and say, oh, never mind, we'll forgive you for all the people you fired, all the policies and principles you've violated, all, the laws you've skirted. I think they've got another thing coming. because, just like when Trump thought, okay, I'll redistrict and the Democrats won't have the
Well, that escalated quickly. See how they do this? Donald Trump is mean. You're mean. He's bad. You're bad for voting for him. He's a fascist. He's an autocrat. He's an absolute oligarch. He is the bane of everything's existence. By the way, when we get it back into power, we're going to make everyone pay in a gulag. Well, that escalated quickly. Okay, let's keep on going. We got even more, and we got one more. Guys, this part, seriously, honest to God, you guys are kicking butt in the chat, and we are now at 3,200 viewers. Thank you for the 1,000 viewer boost. Keep going. Any more copy Vs? Because, copy paste. Let's go, baby. Come on, lefties, where you at? Like, my people beating you. What's that about? Every time you do it, it only furthers the stream. All right, let's keep on going. We got more stuff to talk about. Okay, so in a time where we are living in the age of Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama moderating and basically going the opposite direction on all the things that are essential to, liberalism, like racist, calling people racist and open borders and, mass destabilization through mass immigration or migration, all those things. When they're turning clear against them and moderating, it turns out that the one guy in the one red state, the Democrats, the blue bastion, the blue governor seat in a red bastion called Kentucky, Andy Beshear, the governor is just going to go just far the opposite direction and go far left and just start transing kids again. Yep, we're just going off the rails, and we're only on the appetizer. Watch. How could you look at what Hillary Clinton and Barry Obama just did, Barack, and go, I'm going to go the opposite direction? That's a good idea. Watch this.
I'm going to stand up against discrimination in any form, regardless of how it polls in Kentucky or anywhere else, because it's the right thing to do. So I vetoed every anti-LGBTQ bill that's come across my desk in Kentucky. I've vetoed every anti-DEI bill that's come across my desk in Kentucky. And I've done that because it's the right thing to do. And you only get so much time in this job. You ought to be doing the right thing every time.
So, one of the deepest red states in the nation, and you're just going to lean into the anti-DEI stuff, and you're going to lean into the trans stuff and the LGBTQ stuff, huh? That's your big move. Whatever, your funeral. I don't care. And now, people, we have gotten through the appetizer, and we're about to go into the main dish. And if you thought the lefties, the loyal lefties, the copy-paste lefties that were in here didn't like the first segment, wait till this next one, because we are only escalating as we go further. This is going to be a stream I'm going to need you guys to send out, because this is going to be fun. We're about to have a whole lot of fun. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. If you want to relegate the far left to the dustbin of political history, this is the place to be. We cut through propaganda on the daily. We have a little bit of fun while we do it. And I'll be honest with you, everything's sourced in the description box below, so I link everything, and you can make up your own mind. It's not my job to tell you what to think, just I'm going to show you some stuff to talk about. All right. Now let's get into this. Of course, the comments, the chats, the emojis. My loyal deputies are doing amazing things for the sanctity of the chat over here. Let's talk about a few little highlights, because one of the things that just really gets under my skin recently is all the conservative commentators who just don't want to talk about anything conservative, don't want to talk about anything good for the Republican, anything good for Donald Trump. They just don't want to talk about anything good. It's almost like they're just addicted to outrage, almost. So I'm going to do it. I'm just going to show you a few things that are really going to be a kind of a pain in the butt to some lefties. So here we go. Did you guys know this one? Because I'm pretty sure I know I did a post on this about a week or two ago. Because I'm pretty sure that everyone in this chat, in this view, in this video, everything, with this live right now, you all voted to shrink the size of the federal government. I'm pretty sure you did. If you didn't, tell me. I mean, loyal lefties didn't. But I'm pretty sure everyone on the conservative, MAGA, independent, leaning right, all that, pretty much were like, hey, can we get rid of the bloat in the swamp? Well, this is one thing that for some reason just isn't popular to talk about on the right when it's like a sacred cow for the right. I don't understand why you wouldn't tout this from the rooftops. But anyway, maybe they're concerned about something else. Let's watch this.
Meanwhile, federal government employment has shrunk to its lowest level since 1966, saving taxpayers $29 billion annually. And all of the net job growth under President Trump has gone to native-born Americans, ending the disgraceful pattern under Joe Biden of job gains going to non-citizens and illegal aliens. Meanwhile,
asking for a friend. You guys can tell me what you think in the comments. This is an interactive show. You guys clearly scared off the copy paster, so great job. We're almost at 4,000 viewers now. See, I told you when they do this, all it does is like boost the stream. So I'm here for it. It's wild to me that these sacred cows on the right are shrink the federal government, cut down on deficit spending, cut down on the bloat of government, stop hiring foreigners for jobs in America, American first jobs, and native born. It seems like those are all pretty important things for the election, for the population. You think you could actually make some kind of content and talking point about that, but for some reason you aren't hearing this on any of the big mainline conservative shows right now. I'm a little concerned about it. I'm not going to call anybody out, but seriously, the Biden hangover, being angry about everything, needs to stop. We got work to do. That's literally everything that has been requested. Nope, not good enough. I'm really pissed about this one thing. Okay. But maybe there's more. Maybe there's more. Again, this is my pet peeve in life. It just bothers me. Let me know if you guys agree or not, because the constant addiction to negativity needs to stop. Congressional ballot for the generic. Wow, it's 4 points now. Guys, 41 to 37, 7 or 8 months out of an election when the Republicans have $691 million while the Democrats have like 6. 4 points is nothing. That number should be like 12 for their blue wave they're always talking about. Again, this needs to be talked about more. Tag whoever you want, I don't care. But like, only 4 points now? The most relentless propaganda campaign in the world against you, against the White House, against Donald Trump, against the cabinet, against everything, against ICE, anything in the world that you voted for, and all they can muster up is a 4 difference? Y'all, that's like 1 or 2 seats. That is not a blue wave. But again, don't let me tell you something that would ruin the narrative. Like that's uncomfortable. But anyway, let's keep on going. You'd think at some point we'll find something in here that's gonna be handy for a lot of people to tout. It just feels like it would be good. By the way, we broke 4,000 viewers on this live stream. Thanks for being here, guys. Thank you for the lefties to get us to that pivot. Democrats are fuming after an overwhelming new poll just found Americans oppose the left's efforts to abolish ICE by 13 points. 13 points! And that's according to the left-wing Washington Post. Brutal rejection. And that kind of sent me on something. Really? Is that really something is that really a number? Is that really where the population sits? Well, I went and I found it, and it turns out, hot damn, it does exist. Support of abolishing ICE. The big thing that they're shutting the government down partially for now on the Democrat side. The big part of I got to fight Trump, even though the entire thing is funded through 2029. But don't let that little fact get in the way. That's inconvenient. No. We're going to talk about ICE abolishment. But at the same time, we can't stop it. And no one gives a crap about that initiative. In fact, everyone's like, no, that's kind of stupid. I mean, y'all, I'm just saying. All right. I got a super chat right over here of $20 from Cobra Commander. Rice is a typical angry lefty. Wants to get her little revenge. They will stop at nothing, wanting to punish those that don't get what they want or feel that they deserve. We need to hold them accountable now. You know what? You get a heart for that one. Accountability is in vogue. It is the new thing. And thank you guys for taking part in the chat. We've got even more things that more people should be talking about, quite frankly. An overwhelming poll just dropped, finding President Trump's approval rating greater. Greater means bigger still, right? Than his 2024 victory margin at +4 nationwide, 50% approve, 46% disapprove per insider polling. Again, I would like to throw your attention in a certain direction. We're not even halfway through this episode, so if you need a refresher for a beverage, now's the time, and grab some more popcorn because we're about to get spicier. So, I find this fascinating that in the most intense propaganda that you've ever been under, over the last 6 months, I've been telling you it's starting and it's ramping up and it's amplifying. The most intense propaganda ever, all they can muster is a 4 difference on the generic ballot before any other ads go in the other direction, before any of the money spend starts flowing, where they have a 9-to-1 ratio advantage. You can only muster 4, and the presidential approval number is at 50 over 46. He's +4 nationally, which is greater than his 2024 trouncing of Kamala Harris. Yeah, something doesn't fit. Something doesn't work. I don't know, but something seems weird. Either one side is brutally wrong, or the other side is brutally lying to you. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's probably more on the brutally lying to you part. All right, let's keep going. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. I got one more little piece of salt in the wound. Again, you'd think some people would want to talk about something like this, that it might have some sort of benefit for someone in the United States. Anyway, Democrats are shocked at massive Trump economic victories. Gas is down 7.5%. Seems like a pretty low-hanging fruit to talk about. Inflation down to 2.4%. Also seems pretty low-hanging fruit. And wages are up at 1.25%. You know, at a certain point, y'all, and I'm gonna leave that there for a second. No, I'm just gonna go here. We're just gonna go to the next break. At a certain point, I'm gonna challenge you guys a little bit. At a certain point, you just have to start asking, why are we so addicted to negativity and outrage? We've already got a leftist party. We've already got a Democrat party. We've already got the entire apparatus that wants to destroy everything that we care about. Why do we on the conservative side, through conservative digital commentators, have to be negative? Why do we have to just continue that opium drip all day long about negativity? The whole point was we wanted to save the country. The whole point is we wanted these things to happen. It's been 13 months and they're happening, and mum's the word. I mean, a really good example recently is the Trump tariffs. Oh, SCOTUS defeated Trump. It's over. We're never having another shot again because the tariffs are done. The White House and a huge loss. You open up the SCOTUS decision and it's like, no, it's not. It's literally, oh, he can't do it that way. He does it another way. Oh, look, the tariffs are still in place. It's just like, do you not know what you're talking about, or do you just want to do negative clickbait? Because, again, what's hanging in the balance here is not your business profile. What's hanging in the balance here is your country. Because the Democrats on the other side are the ones who are going to literally be wanting to put people in gulags. I mean, like, I just showed you the clip. Get over the Biden hangover. It's time to move forward. I've got to save this freaking country. And being negative Nancy's all the time ain't going to do it. Anyway, let me hear you in the comments if you agree or don't agree. It's cool. I'll take you both ways. All right. And now we're going to have a whole lot of fun. That was an amazing break. So, if you guys are just now getting in here, you picked a hell of a show to show up for. This is a fun one. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on if you are new or if you're just around and you've been contemplating a life decision. It's free. It's not going to like itself, and you can make the whole world a difference. All right. Let's keep on getting into this. Comments, chats, emojis make the world go round. This is all about engagement. How about we talk about something that seems really interesting to me? When comedians and talking show hosts that aren't politically affiliated, they start calling out the same things that you and I are talking about consistently. I take note of it because it's kind of common sense. And there's a reason these things start to happen when common sense is so easy to talk about for people who aren't political. It basically bleeds over, okay? Watch this. This is Adam Carolla. Listen to what he says about the lefties and this funny little thing. Again, if you're on the left, you're one of the loyal lefties. Constable, you're not going to like this part either. We're just ramping up into like a doom loop. It's not going to be good. This is not a lefty-friendly episode. He's saying something interesting here that we've been kind of touching on. Anyway.
LA is about as blue as you can get. It is as democratic as you can really make a city. Shouldn't all the Democrats that live in other places be flocking to LA because that's their goal, that's their dream, like that's what they wanted? Like, there are plenty of people who go, I'm moving to Florida because I like Ron DeSantis, I like the way he runs his state, I'm a Republican, and that's what I want, so I'm going there. Why isn't every Democrat in the United States making active plans to relocate to the place that is run by Democrats completely? It should be a utopia for you, except for it's a piece of shit. That's the rub. Like, if you...
Oh, Adam, that is indeed the rub. And I really think that we could have a fun episode. Call me. But... yeah, that might be the rub. Everything needs to be socialism. Everything needs to be leftyism. Everything needs to be Democrat. It's amazing. It's incredible. It has to be. It's the fairness. It's the right way. It's non-racist. It's non-sexist. It's the way forward. It's the progressive way. Do you want to move there? Absolutely not. It's shit. What? Then what are you advocating for? Oh, control over others. Yeah. Yeah, that's a bit of a rub, all right. But here's the interesting part, as he just mentioned, and then you guys probably can know where I'm going in this segment. If Republicans are moving into red states from blue states, that would mean that the representation in those blue states is waning, right? Yeah, more of that in a second. Watch this. Let's let him wrap this up, because I think he's got a valuable point, but you guys can tell me in the comments. Maybe I'm missing something, but I think he's got a pretty valuable point.
Said to an alien, you go, look, we got Republicans, we got, and then Democrats. There's, oh, forget it. Let's just go blue and red or whatever. And they go, what's the bluest of the blue? The bluest of the blue is Los Angeles. That's everybody in charge thinks like the blue people. So then they'd go, oh, well then it must be all the blue people are dying to live there, right? No, they're leaving.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't get it. I thought they were the blue people.
Or they spend 6 months and 1 day somewhere else.
Right. No, they're moving to the red place.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wait a minute. They're the blue people. No, I know, but they want to live. They want to have a good life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well then wait a minute. Why does anyone ever vote for the blue people? The blue people don't even want to live with the blue people. So all you have to do when you're trying to figure out what's a better way to govern is just go, all right, well, let's just take Los Angeles, or let's just take Florida, or take California, take Florida, or Texas, or Tennessee sometimes, or whatever, or Chicago, whatever, and go, well, what city's not run right? What city's a piece of shit? What city don't people, where are people leaving and where are they going? That's all. And if you're talking to an alien, they would immediately arrive at a conclusion that wherever they're going to should be, that's the way to run a city versus the place they're leaving.
Yeah, you can always trust the good alien analogy. I mean, like, listen, it went a place, it went out of this world, it came back, it's okay. See what I did there? Yo, why is this I don't understand why this is a difficult thing. This is the easiest thing in the world. Well, where are people fleeing? Well, we call them refugees for a reason. Oh, well then why don't we go to the other place? Where are they going? Oh, they're going to the place that they say is evil, racist, and bad. Why are they doing that? Better lifestyle, better life, better financial advantage, better freedom options, less oppressive government, less taxes, less browbeating because you look like a certain person. You know, you're guilty for everything. Does this make any sense on any level? Please, lefties, for the love of God, explain this to me over here in the comments in the chat. Tell me where this makes sense. You can't, because it doesn't. Again, see Alien. But this is the whole point. We have everyone leaving the blue states. Everyone's going to red states. We have more governors in red states. We have more legislation in red states. We have a literal 100-year record, the longest time in 100 years, for control of red legislatures and red governorships. Yep, everything's over. Everything's done. Country's dead. We suck. It makes no sense. Like zero. Good God. Anyway, let's keep on going. We got a lot more stuff. I'm getting a little fidgety. All right. Here we go. We are going to have a time. Speaking of things leaving, things that are blue. Man. Did you guys hear about Dub Bears? Dub Bears. Turns out Dub Bears, they're going to leave. They're not going to be the Chicago Bears anymore. They're going to be the Indiana Bears. The Indiana Bull Sharks. The Indiana whatever they're going to be. Not going to be the Chicago Bears anymore. There you go. Brandon Johnson, Dub Bears.
Is my face straight?
No.
All right, keep a straight face here.
Man, you're a
The
dork.
Bears belong in the city of Chicago. The Chicago Bears belong in the city of Chicago. Right?
Well,
And I've said repeatedly that the door is always open for conversations, and
Oh, the door's open and they walked right through it. They left y'all's asses. All right.
Kevin Warren did call me yesterday. We didn't get a chance to connect, and I still firmly believe that their best position is in Chicago, and it's evidence. The evidence is clearly speaking for itself.
Is it? Is that evidence of them leaving? Is that the evidence? Because if that's the evidence, your evidence is shit. I'm getting a little more tongue-in-cheek at this point because it's just easy. I don't even have to. They just do it for me. I just hit play. I'm like, hey, look, duh, Bears out the door, Indiana, Hammond Bears, Hammond Catfishes, Indiana Harpies. I don't know. Indiana Igloos. I don't care what you call them, but they ain't gonna be Chicago Bears no more. All right. Maybe there's more evidence of this refugee leftist flight. Yeah, I showed you that from Benny Johnson the other day. That went out the window. Guess that kind of confirms that. Wait a minute. This can't happen in multiple states, can it? It's almost like we're going towards something in this segment. So just hang in there, guys. I'm going to get all the receipts. It's all in there. This is meant to be for your entertainment as well as education. All right. There's nothing I love more on this planet. Well, there's nothing more I love in the work part of my life in this planet when lefties celebrate their own demise because of virtue signals. It is the greatest thing in the world. It's like that old meme that was used to, like for the younger audience, we had to have actual cartoons that were hand drawn, and we had these things called newspapers, and you would open them and read them and stuff. So get ink all over your hands. Was a situation, but there was this old cartoon where you were in a pit, and the person could either use the ladder that's in the room, the wooden ladder, to climb out of it, or they could break down the ladder and use it for firewood in the pit. That's what these people do on a consistent basis. I'm really warm in this one moment. Yeah, but you're gonna die. Yeah, but I didn't want to use the ladder anyway. It was great firewood. Here you go. Protesting and organizing is effective. It works. So proud of my neighbors and comrades for pushing Palantir out of our state. This is talking about Colorado. Power and people power over corporate power. No one is going to save us. We have to organize ourselves. Well, how do you think this is going to go under your whole tax the rich, we need more expenditures, and we need more government control through entitlement programs? Palantir, Colorado's largest public company, is leaving Denver for Miami. Speaking of going from a blue state to a red state, Florida just picked up about a $300 billion market cap company. Thanks. My people, thank you. By the way, did you see that we just passed in our legislature no property tax? Just saying. All right, let's keep on trucking. Maybe there's something else we can get into this. I'm just kind of just rubbing the salt in the wound now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it turns out Mr. Wonderful has something interesting to say about this, too. I've been that whole going from blue states to red states. It's weird.
This is bat poo-poo crazy, what he is proposing. And probably sometime next year, within 12 to 18 months, I will meet him in Miami and give him real estate agent of the year award. Because I'm not happy with what's happening. I can't get across the bridge anymore. I live in Miami Beach. Everybody from New York and New Jersey and Massachusetts is moving into my neighborhood. I'm pissed off. And this guy's just doing more of it. What he's proposing is beyond insane, but I love it.
You are
now,
very
I'm like everybody else. Listen, you guys live here. You're not paying your fair share.
I don't live here.
You've got to pay 110%. That's the right thing to do.
By the way, the camera is on the way. Just letting you know. That's not something I've been joking about. I actually have ordered a new camera. Anyway, this is the whole point, guys. Right here. Everyone's leaving. Real estate realtor of the year. Mom Donnie. Thanks for everything. Guys, again, this is not just you. You're not making this up. And this segment is the meat and potatoes. I'm going to get back to Harry in a second. Look, this is the whole thing. This is the reapportionment of the United States Senate for the House and the Electoral College. And before you say this matters nothing, it matters everything. Again, this would be really great content for commentators to talk about, because it's about us kicking the crap out of these leftist wacko woke ideas like for the next 20, 30 years. Look, the left is losing seating. They are losing Electoral College. We've talked about this multiple times. New York, you got Illinois, you've got Minnesota, Wisconsin's losing one. You got Oregon, you got California, and which ones are gaining? Texas, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Arizona, Idaho, all of them. This is why right here, see this little map? This person is very pissed, right? Because Groceries Man is finally realizing what the truth about this scenario is. Do you remember that whole blue wall thing? And this is an important piece. I need you guys to hear me in the comments, see in the comments, understand what we're talking about, because this is pivotal to what I'm about to show you. You remember that whole blue wall thing, right? Let me break it down for you. The blue wall for the Democrats over the last several elections, and last decades to be honest, is right up here. Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. Those are blue wall states, okay? The reason they call them blue wall states is because if Democrats get them, they win. It's a blue wall. It's that simple. If the Democrats win those states, you can't lose as a Democrat. However, because of this, in 2030 and every election afterward, and for at least a minimum of a decade, when they do the blue wall achievement, they lose. Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, all blue, they lose. So what this means is they have to pick up a Georgia, a North Carolina, they have to pick up an Arizona, and they have to hold all the other states. You have to understand why this is so important, because everyone leaving in mass, which is the whole point of this segment, I'm trying to show you multiple things, including Dubers, right? It's all pointing to this exact same point. This is the entire point. Even if they get what they had to have before, they can't win. It's impossible. Maybe not. It is impossible. Look, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. Even if they win those states that everyone was fighting over with Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, they still lose. This is incredibly significant. This is the whole point. And now I'm going to get you back to Harry. Got a super chat right over here with a $2 from Dan Webb. The Muslim Brotherhood will own our cities. That's fine. They're all blue. I don't care. Not my thing. Let them do whatever they want. All right. Guys, we are coming up on 6,000 viewers on this live stream. Thank you guys so much. And to the loyal lefties who spam botted the chat. And now we have 6,000 people in here. Couldn't do it without you. Thanks. I can't wait for you to do it again. All right. Here we go. Turns out that Harry Inton is saying something very uncomfortable, guys. And this is a segment. I've covered the entire thing, but I'm going to hit this little point because it reinforces everything that I just showed you. Listen to this, and remember, the governors and the legislatures, you know, those things that people vote for their local governments. Yeah, that's what we're about to talk about. Watch this.
Races nationwide should stand as a wake-up call for Democrats, because take a look here. The race raiders, governors post-2026 election, at least tilting to the Republicans. Look at this. A majority, 26. That is, at this point, the number of governors that are expected, at least tilting towards the Republican Party at this point. Democrats come in at just 20. The rest of the races are toss-up. Of course, you sum up to 50. And I will note that the Republicans right now hold a 26 to 24 gubernatorial seat advantage. So at this point, it doesn't look like Republicans on the net and the aggregate are actually going to lose any governorships. In fact, when you add in those toss-ups, they may gain. So this should stand as a major wake-up call to Democrats, because if there's a wave building, it has not, at least at this point, hit the state level when it comes to governorships.
Okay. You guys know what he said? You heard him. Here's what I'm going to ask you. And this is the part where I really want you to chat, and I will get to that super chat in a second. Actually, I'm going to do it right now, and then I'll hit my point with this, because this is an important one. I'm not going to skip it because it's a spicy one. Screw polls. Or poll number, says Lance for $5 super chat. He ran, I'm assuming talking about Trump, it would make sense. He ran on peace and anti-corruption. Cash promised the moon on a stick on the Sean Ryan podcast, talking about closing the FBI Hoover building, and then he did. And then also delivering all of the different people to justice. Okay. We didn't get the GD stick. Not yet, you haven't. Pam, just as bad. Pam has very, very bad poll numbers. I don't think that's a reach to say. But valid points. Just saying. Ain't over till it's all over. Anyway, let's keep on trucking back to this point. This is the entire thing that I'm trying to bring to your attention. Actually, we're going to big screen on this one. Here's my big riddle for you. How is it possible, pray tell, how is it possible that you can have a blue wave coming? Donald Trump is the worst he's ever been. Everyone hates the Republicans. Everything's going to be terribly blue no matter what, everywhere. No one's donating to the Democrat Party. They have no money. And at the exact same time, the Republicans are going to continue their longest streak ever of holding governorships and legislatures. In fact, might pick up more. Those two things cannot exist in the same system. It is antithetical to each other. Okay? You can't have solid rejection on one side and then solid affirmation on the other. Those things cannot blend. It's not possible. I'm not telling you what's going to happen. I never will. That's why we vote like we're losing, grind like we're losing, and we never freaking stop working for our country. But honestly, how can those two things exist in the same room? They can't. All right, let's keep on trucking. We got lots of stuff to talk about. Oh, look, another one. This one left Virginia, you know, with the white witch, Abigail Spanberger, the affordability candidate, who then raised 50 taxes on all the normal people. Good job, lefties. Anyway, Top defense contractor announces major move weeks after Democratic governor takes office, and it's a win for the Heartland. What's a win for the Heartland? Well, let me tell you. The company said that it is progressing on a multi-billion-dollar investment, going away from blue state into red state. The world's most advanced combat aircraft production facilities in St. Louis, Missouri. Well, I'll tell you what. This is the actual company right here. After nearly a decade in Virginia, Boeing announced on Wednesday that it is moving its defense, space, and security headquarters out of the state back to St. Louis. Great job, Abigail. Amazing work. It comes 1 week after Abigail Spanberger took office, replacing Governor Glenn Youngkin. You see what it is, guys? Everyone's leaving. The people are leaving. The population is leaving. The money's leaving. The companies are leaving. Everybody's leaving. All that's left are the blue diehards. Good luck. Anyway, let's keep on trucking. Let's see what else I have over here for you guys. Oh yeah, these things I've already covered. All right. That was the big meat and potatoes. But I would be remiss if I did not have something for you excellent on the tail end of this, because I got the next three tabs. You're gonna smile. I promise. I'm like the Men's Warehouse up in here. I almost guarantee it. All right. This is the point, guys. We're at our break. We're gonna stretch it out a little bit. We're almost there. Get your water beverage refills, get your popcorns, because now we're going to talk about something that's just, it brings a tear to the eye, because it just continues to happen. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. We are over 6,000 people in the stream, and thank you guys so much for being here for that. Hit the comments, chats, emojis, be involved. Basically, it's not a spectator sport that's loving our country and saving it from these pesky lefties. And now, let's get into this next segment. This is the segment of which I have stored for the very end. This would be qualified as the dessert. Well, what do you know? Guys, this guy's having a pretty bad day. I already showed you how $100+ million on an earlier video today went to a protest organization pushing the lefties to do things to reinforce the lefties, almost like it's a cyclical doom loop of reinforcement. Then he caught one of these. Listen to this. The Labor Department deployed a strike team to California to address federal findings of improper payments and alleged fraud within the state's unemployment insurance program. Fraud? In a far-left blue bastion state like California? No. That couldn't happen. Just like the $18 billion of Somali fraud up in Minnesota also couldn't happen. You are just a mean person for pointing it out. California has been found to have depleted its unemployment insurance trust fund, along with $21 billion in borrowed federal funds to keep the system running, which federal officials say has led state employers to pay higher unemployment insurance taxes to repay the debt. So, because that money was squandered and executed through fraud and disappeared and went poof, straight up Houdini, y'all in California got taxed even more to cover the shortfall of the corruption. And this guy wants to go president, huh? Financial issues and potential fraud in California's unemployment insurance program will be fully examined. The previous administration turned a blind eye towards the failing labor programs. Yeah, that's weird. The Biden administration turned a blind eye to California. I can't imagine why. Oh, hey, look. I'm sure, guys, this is completely just random, and it's unrelated, and it's not connected at all to any of it. Well, Cam Higbee, same guy who dropped up some bombshells today that I covered in an earlier video. California government pumps protest organization with cash just before the election. No way. The California government, who issues all the money to all these organizations, they flush it with cash just before the election, and then they put together get out the vote programs and make sure you vote in this way. That almost sounds concerning. The Gathering for Justice has taken in $236,000 in tax dollars, but much of it was flooded in just before the 2024 election. It's a New York-based protest organization that proceeded to hire organizers in California. Y'all, they're using federal funds and they're using taxpayer funds to reinforce all of their protest activities to get out the vote through protest organizations. This is getting messy, and this is getting messy fast. And of course, the ultimate of all things community note, listen to this. Gavin Newsom's press office was making fun of the documentation that dropped. Gavin Newsom also paid unicorns, leprechauns, and the guy who stole the moon. Regrettably, Bigfoot declined our direct deposit. This nonsense is obviously false. The state of California has never paid protesters. I mean, I've seen the proof of it. Funding went to nonprofit over many years to support immigrant families Donald Trump is now attacking. And community note right here. California state records indicate money went to political advocacy NGOs who core pillars are protesting and resisting the federal government. This information is public record with sources. Oh my God, that's bad. The governor's organization got community noted with resources after they were being smartasses about fictional characters. I tell you what, guys, 2026 is a trip. 2025 has been fun, but 2026, man, this thing, you can't write this stuff. But I hope that was an amazing dessert, because that is only going to get more and more amazing as we go forward, because that's going to continue to be covered. I hope you guys enjoyed every bit of our meal of freedom that we walked through today. I hope you had a little bit of a smile through the entire thing. I see the chats, the comments, and the emojis have been rocketing over here. You guys you defended the sanctity of the chat with the utmost honor and performance, and I appreciate each of my deputies for defending said chat. Of course, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. I love each and every one of you just the right amount, and I'm going to see you tomorrow, because freedom never sleeps, and dang it, neither do I. So we will get back to the order of saving the country tomorrow in the first video. I'm Braden. See you later.